What's good, crypto? I'm your host, Marvin, here to bring you a daily scoop on everything going on in crypto. If you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for your patience. I've had some little hiccups the last couple of days, so I'm glad to be back on YouTube with the screen recording and all. But make sure to follow me on the podcast as well, which is on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere. What's good, crypto? I appreciate you all so much. Bitcoin is currently in the midst of finding its footing after a 15% drop. While some panic, others are buying the dip and finding great deals. Let's talk about the correction, what's going on, and what to look forward to. Monday through Friday, we come here to educate ourselves when it comes to investing in crypto to make life-changing wealth. None of this is financial advice, just my opinion, as I'm not a financial advisor. Make sure to do your own due diligence, and make sure to sign up using my link in my description to sign up to Celsius for passive income. Earn $50 in Bitcoin when you deposit $400 or more in USDC. Enjoy the link, get that passive income, and make sure to follow me on TikTok and Twitter at Crypto by Marvin and on Instagram at Media by Marvin for my photography. Let's jump into the Crypto Fear and Greed Index. Taking a look, we're sitting down at 52, down from yesterday's 71. People are rattled now that we've dipped down to the $50,000 region, 59,000, 58,000 a little bit. And we kind of like are solidifying and looking to make sure to flip $58,000 and $60,000 as a new area of support. We've been testing this. This is now being tested on the monthly support. Keep in mind that previously we've never really been able to close over 60,000, especially earlier this year. And for the last couple of weeks, we have. For the most part, every single day, except for two, we've really closed over 60,000. So this retracement is pretty typical. We've seen it in bull markets before, where we've had retracements of 17, 30, 35, and up to 40% correction. So a 15% correction, in my opinion, is pretty tame. Taking a look at everything, right now there's a lot of really good deals in the market, but there are also really good cryptos doing well. 52 is of course neutral. It makes me think like, will we go down into the fearful or extreme fearful, which would mean Bitcoin closes under 60,000. Maybe people get freaked out, but we all know that in times of fear and uncertainty and doubt are typically good times to buy, and then what happens afterward? The market turns around. Taking a look at the last 3 months, you can see that in the month of September, where we had our tumble from, I believe, about 53,000 all the way to 40,000, we were down in the extreme fearful area. We were down in the 20s. People were freaking out. And then we had the major pump up in October, going back to 60,000, and then finding our footing. We got up to 69,000, and now we are in the middle of a bit of a correction. The market has been overheated. I can honestly say that. I mean, all of my cryptos were doing very, very well, and I could have been a little bit greedy and taken some profits, but I'm personally just going to hold and wait because I do believe we have a lot of goodness to come, in my opinion. That's just my philosophy. Don't follow what I do, of course. Right now, let me just refresh the market. Taking a look at everything, Bitcoin is currently at 59,882. Ethereum a little bit under 42,000. Binance Coin at 575. Solana at 216. Cardano at $1.86. Cardano, I'm a little bit more worried about. It's not been performing very well. Polkadot at $41. That's like 20% off. Avalanche over $100. It actually hit an all-time high. It was like about $105 earlier. Terra Luna at $42. That's a good deal in my opinion. Shiba under 0.05. And Polygon at $1.56. That is a great deal. Overall, there's a lot of really good deals. If you've been looking at some altcoins, VeChain a little bit under 15 cents. That's a good deal too. But overall, the market is down. We are currently at a market cap of $2.6 trillion, down from about $3 trillion. So we're about $400 billion down, or $300 billion down. And a lot of people got liquidated. And I mentioned that in yesterday's video, or the day before that, regarding the longs being liquidated. A lot of greedy people. Taking a look at the top gainers, we have Wax. I mentioned this the other day. That's an NFT play. Crypto.com has been on fire. I did hear some news that they did they renamed one of the football stadiums Crypto.com Stadium. So that's kind of cool. Avalanche has been on a run, hitting all-time highs. Secret Coin is up. Curve, Theta Fuel, Sandbox, again, anything that's kind of in the NFT space has been doing very well, like Sandbox. I think Engine Coin is up today too. Last time I checked. Yeah, actually, Engine Coin is down a little bit. Cadena just a little bit under $20. So if you've been looking to get Cadena, that's actually a really good deal. It's been holding $20 very well. I think it's down to $17 or $18, but finding footing at $20 is very, very convincing to me that it's kind of bottomed out around the $19 to $20 region. Again, if Bitcoin continues to go down, it'll bring down the rest of the market as well. Well, let's take a look at Bitcoin's price. Taking a look. I actually updated some of my technicals here, but we have the Bollinger Bands. We did see that Bitcoin did bounce off the Bollinger Band on the daily, so that's pretty good. We did hit it right off of it, bounce back up. I would love to see Bitcoin kind of close over the $60,000 region today. If we're able to maintain that, that would be fantastic. And taking a look at the RSI, I actually saw this from TechDev. We actually have found that we are in the 40 region for RSI. That's similar to what we were at for Bitcoin back in September before we had a blast off. Will we continue to see ourselves go down a little bit into the oversold? I mean, we are oversold, especially I believe on the 4-hourly chart. Let me pull that up. It's loading. If it decides to load. Yep. So on the 4-hourly chart, as I mentioned, we are insanely oversold. We're down in the 20s. Typically on anything under, like, I think 80 and over, 70 and over is overbought, and 40 and under is oversold. And we are very much oversold. We were down in the 20s. We kind of came back up on the 4-hourly chart where we went up to 60,000, but we are still very much oversold, especially on the 4-hour chart. And if we take a look at the MACD, I'm going to take a look, remove that. Actually, we're just gonna, let's take a look on the MACD. If we take a look at the MACD, we are starting to kind of curve out on the 4-hour chart. Basically, when we're oversold or when we are bottoming out, we see that these red bars on the MACD start to kind of go from really hot red, small pink. So we're starting to kind of see that turn, which is good in my opinion. And on the daily, we can see on the MACD, we're still red. So I think we are slowly starting to move over. But on the 4-hourly, we can see that. And if we take a look, on the 4-hourly, we can see that it's slowly starting to curve out. Hopefully we start to see some good momentum. And we can see that kind of conversely with on the hourly. We're starting to kind of even out on the green. But I think on the 4-hourly, we're starting to kind of see that, we're bottoming out. I think that especially on the 4-hour and on the daily chart, as we use the Bollinger Bands and the MACD, we can see that on the Bollinger Bands, we bounced out. On the daily, the red is like pure red. But on the next day or so, I think we're going to start seeing ourselves turn around. So I do think that we are going to be turning around in the next couple of days, but be patient. There is definitely room for it to go down a bit. A lot of people want it to go down to $54,000 region. I don't think that we're going to go that low. I personally think that the $58,000 region, if we take a look on the monthly, we are retesting this area of 58,000 where we closed the monthly back in, let me take a look, back in May. So I think we're retesting it as support, and hopefully we'll be bouncing up. And I hope that we'll be moving up, getting closer to the weekend and going into next week as we approach Thanksgiving. There's always that talk about, the Thanksgiving conversation about Bitcoin, especially when things are hot. So I'd be very interested to see what happens over the next couple of days. But of course, I remain very bullish. Macro or micro, probably a little bit bearish. I mean, we're just going to be trading sideways, if not go down a little bit more, and see how much pain the market can take. But honestly, a 15% dip isn't that bad. I really do think the $58,000 region is a good area of support. We've had a lot of price action recently, but also on the monthly. So I think we'll hopefully hold that and continue to move up. And again, as we look at the 4-hour RSI, we are oversold. So I think we're probably going to start making our move back up. That's it for Bitcoin right now. And I want to share with you guys some stuff from TechDev. Just some inspiration, I guess, or hopium. But also put things in perspective. If you think the Bitcoin cycle topped because of a 15% drop without a single proven indicator near its critical zone. You're going to have a real time with 30-40% swings. Keep in mind, we've seen this before. I think Pentoshi does a great job illustrating this, and I shared it on my TikTok today too, regarding these swings in just volatility. Pentoshi shows this, that, you know, back in 2017, we've seen 30% drops, 40% drops, 30% drops, 17% drops, 30% drops. If we did a 30% drop down from the all-time high, that would bring us basically down to low $50,000 region, and we're nowhere near that. So that's why I always say that these are very tame in terms of like what this correction really is. So I always try to say, like, keep an eye on these things. Keep in mind that, you know, this is a long-term you know, channel, podcast, and the day-to-day stuff I really think is just noise. If you are interested in buying things cheap, then today's a good day. Yesterday would have been an even better day, because now things are starting to slowly recover. Some are still bleeding out. I mean, Ethereum under $4,200. I mean, who can complain about that? I mean, the fact that Ethereum's over $4,000, you can't really complain. The fact Bitcoin is holding $59,000, $60,000, you can't really complain, in my opinion. Some other news too. Today we have the first appearance of Hitmonkey, the world's greatest assassin. Hitmonkey #1, the super limited edition Marvel digital comic, drops today at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So that's pretty cool. But overall, guys, I don't think there's really much to be concerned about. Bitcoin is healthy. Bitcoin is fine. It's just in the middle of a correction, which is very normal. I know a lot of people are talking about a double top scenario, but I think that we're just in a continuous upward trend. And if you guys just stick to your convictions and, you know, diamond hand, I mean, of course, if you feel like taking profits, by all means do so, but I just don't think we're anywhere near the top. There's no indicators saying that we're near a top by any stretch of the imagination. Again, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace out, stay strong, and you know what? Buy the dip.